in an act of just incomprehensible cruelty, the father that stands before you lined up his 3 young boys.
Disturbing updates in Ohio, dad's alleged triple child execution murder case. In a devastating event that sent shockwaves through the community, 32-year-old Chad Dorman from Ohio is facing grave accusations of fatally shooting his 3 young sons, Clayton, Hunter, and Chase, all of whom were under the age of 8. The tragic incident unfolded on June 15th, leaving the community in profound grief. Recently, a court hearing has shed light on the developments in this harrowing case, unraveling the details of the charges leveled against Chad Dorman. The courtroom proceedings have become a focal point of public attention as the community seeks answers and justice for the heartbreaking loss of these innocent lives. The hearing has brought forth significant updates, delving into the intricacies of the case and discussing key motions that will play a crucial role in determining the course of legal action against Chad Dorman. The community remains gripped by the emotional toll of this tragedy as they grapple with the incomprehensible nature of the events surrounding the loss of Clayton, Hunter, and Chase. The tragic sequence of events unfolded on June 15th when law enforcement responded to a distress call outside Cincinnati, capturing the chilling moments on their body cameras as they hurry to the scene. The accused, Chad Dorman, featured prominently in the footage, uttering perplexing phrases such as "stand up" and "can I roll over," prompting immediate concerns about his mental state. Upon entering the residence, officers were confronted with the devastating sight of Clayton, Hunter, and Chase, each lifeless and bearing apparent gunshot wounds. During Dorman's arraignment, prosecutors unveiled a disturbing confession in which he allegedly admitted to meticulously planning and executing the deaths of his 3 sons. According to their account, the first victim, a 4-year-old, endured 2 gunshots within the house before succumbing to 2 fatal bullet wounds to the head. The second child, aged 7, managed to escape the residence, but met a tragic end as he was ruthlessly shot from behind by the accused. The prosecution painted a gruesome picture of the incident, describing how Dorman purportedly approached the injured 7-year-old and delivered 2 fatal close-range shots to his head. The third victim, a 3-year-old, became the focal point of a struggle with the mother, ultimately resulting in the child being forcibly taken and shot at close range. The details emerging from the arraignment add layers of horror to an already heart-wrenching tragedy, leaving the community grappling with the profound sorrow and disbelief surrounding the loss of these young lives. Legal proceedings and motions. Chad Dorman finds himself confronted with a multitude of charges, comprising 9 counts of aggravated murder, in addition to charges of kidnapping and felonious assault. The severity of the allegations has raised the specter of the death penalty, creating a grave legal backdrop for Dorman. Despite the weight of the accusations, he has entered a plea of not guilty. The recent court hearing has thrust several critical motions into the spotlight, unraveling intricate facets that are poised to significantly influence the trajectory of the impending trial. As the legal proceedings unfold, the community remains gripped by the gravity of the charges and the potential consequences that may befall Chad Dorman, underscoring the profound impact this tragedy has had on both the victims' families and the wider public. Restraints in court. In the recent court hearing, Chad Dorman's defense attorney, Greg Myers, took a strategic step by filing a motion seeking an exemption from requiring his client to wear restraints while in court. Myers based his argument on portraying Dorman as a model inmate, highlighting his non-disruptive conduct during his time in jail. The defense aims to underscore Dorman's cooperative and non-threatening demeanor to present a more favorable image before the jury. The key contention revolves around the belief that having Dorman appear in court without restraints would prevent prejudicing the jury against him. While the judge acknowledged Dorman's reported good behavior while in custody, a final ruling on the motion is pending, leaving this aspect of the trial open to further deliberation and consideration. This motion reflects the nuanced legal maneuvers employed in shaping the narrative surrounding Dorman's case as it unfolds in the courtroom. Jury selection. In a noteworthy development during the recent court hearing, Chad Dorman's defense team has pursued the strategy of seeking individual voir dire, a distinctive process involving the separate interviewing of potential jurors rather than the traditional group format. This procedural choice is rooted in the quest for a fair and impartial jury, a critical consideration in the context of a case where the death penalty is at stake. The defense is particularly keen on ensuring that each juror is examined individually to assess their potential biases and attitudes that may impact their ability to objectively weigh the evidence. Moreover, The defense has put forth an unconventional request by advocating for the inclusion of individuals with prior felony convictions who have completed their sentences. This peculiar stance raises intriguing questions about the defense's overarching strategy. By urging the inclusion of individuals with past involvement in the criminal justice system, the defense may be seeking jurors who bring a unique perspective or nuanced understanding of legal processes. This strategic move suggests a deliberate effort to assemble a jury with diverse experiences and viewpoints, potentially aimed to foster a more comprehensive and informed consideration of the case. As the legal proceedings unfold, the dynamics of jury selection emerge as a crucial aspect of Chad Dorman's defense strategy in navigating the complexities of this high-stakes trial. Reference to trial phases. In another significant legal maneuver, Chad Dorman's defense team has filed a motion seeking to prohibit the use of the term guilt phase when referring to certain stages of the trial. The defense contends that such terminology carries the potential to predispose jurors to presume guilt even before the presentation of evidence. This strategic motion highlights the defense's meticulous efforts to shape the narrative surrounding the trial, especially given its high-profile and emotionally charged nature. By challenging the language used to describe the trial's phases, the defense aims to create an environment that fosters a presumption of innocence and encourages jurors to approach each stage with an unbiased and open mindset. This motion underscores the defense's awareness of the psychological impact that terminology can have on juror perceptions and emphasizes their commitment to ensuring a fair and impartial trial for Chad Dorman. As the court considers these motions, the nuances of language and framing become integral components of the legal strategy employed by the defense to navigate the intricacies of this challenging and closely watched case. Limiting graphic crime scene evidence. Recognizing the disturbing nature of crime scene photos and videos associated with Chad Dorman's case, the defense has tactically submitted a motion requesting restrictions on the presentation of excessively graphic evidence. This legal maneuver is a common strategy aimed at protecting the jury from potentially prejudicial material, while still addressing the necessary elements of the case. Striking a delicate balance between presenting essential evidence and shielding jurors from gratuitously graphic details is a standard challenge in many criminal trials. The defense's argument likely revolves around the notion that exposure to overly explicit or emotionally charged imagery could potentially bias the jury, clouding their ability to objectively evaluate the facts and circumstances of the case. By seeking limitations on the presentation of graphic evidence, the defense endeavors to ensure a fair trial by preventing the undue influence of visceral or emotional reactions from jurors. As the court deliberates on this motion, it highlights the nuanced considerations involved in presenting evidence in a manner that upholds the principles of justice, while safeguarding the juror's ability to make impartial and reasoned judgments. This aspect of the legal strategy underscores the intricacies inherent in navigating a case of such gravity and emotional intensity. Conclusion. The heart-wrenching case of Chad Dorman, accused of fatally shooting his 3 young sons, has sent shockwaves through the community, leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. As the legal proceedings continue to unfold, the intricate dynamics of the courtroom, featuring key motions and strategies employed by both the prosecution and defense, are taking center stage. With the trial date set for July 8, 2024, the community is bracing itself for a comprehensive and just resolution to this tragic case that has left families shattered. The courtroom proceedings are poised to delve into complex legal issues, including the potential imposition of the death penalty, adding another layer of gravity to an already devastating incident. The strategies and motions filed by both sides underscore the meticulous efforts to shape the narrative and ensure a fair trial. As the justice system grapples with the aftermath of this profound tragedy, the upcoming trial holds the weight of seeking justice for the victims and their grieving families, and the community watches with bated breath as the legal process unfolds, seeking closure and answers in the face of unimaginable loss. Would you like it? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channels for more interesting and informative videos.